Yo, what up, y'all? My name is Blue Firestrike, or as you guys may know me, Coach Blue. I am a champion Zarya player, and this is the long-awaited Zarya guides. Right. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Right. So, Zarya's kit is very unique from the rest of the hero cast. Why? Because she benefits from the enemies shooting her or her teammates. Right. Zarya has two abilities: her particle barrier and her projected barrier, right? Or as people say, personal bubble or friendly bubble, right? When Zarya bubbles herself and people are shooting that bubble, she gets charge. Each bubble gives 45 charge, with both bubbles giving a total of 90 charge, right? The higher charge that you have, the more damage you do. It is that straightforward on Zarya, right? Here, I'm gonna go in front of the spot and bump myself. I get 40. I'm gonna bubble again, and at 76 charge, I do a bunch of damage, right? But as opposed to, let's say I had let's say 40 charge, right? I do a little bit less, right? And now it's decaying, doing less and less and less. And as you can see, it's a noticeable amount, right? Up until I have little charge, right? Which is next to 0, right? I'm killing the robots much slower, right? So pretty much, you benefit from the enemies shooting guys, right? Which is what is unique about her, right? Besides that, Zarya has two ways of attacking: her primary and her secondary. Primary is beam. Secondary is a grenade that's splash damage, right? So when attacking enemies, you want to use a mixture of them, of your beam and your right click, right? So always engage with your right click, beam them, and then right click them when they're low health, right? Sometimes you want to just right click maybe 2 times, beam, and then right click again, right? Or maybe you want to just right click, beam, right click, and then just continue beaming them, right? Either or, make sure you utilize both your primary and your secondary fire when attacking enemies, right? To maximize your damage, right? And one thing one thing to also maximize your damage, which is not talked about a lot for Zarya players, is when you're close to people, right click melee. It does a lot of burst damage because your melee is already burst damage, right? So your right click is also burst damage. Combine those two, even more damage you do, right? And it's useful especially into like Reinhardt's, into Roadhogs, Malgas, right? Big hitboxes is very useful. Or people are just close range, close to your face, regardless, right? Okay. So, with that being said, now let's talk about perks, right? Okay, cool. It gave me my perks. Okay. Then I'm gonna talk about my ultimate then. So then I could do this. I can do the perks. So her ultimate is one of the best tank ultimates, in my opinion solely, right? Why? Because it could attract enemies from 7 meters away, right? So pretty much it looks like a right click, but just cooler, right? So if I throw my my ultimate right here, I'm gonna pull them away, right? They were over here, now they're over here, right? If I want to ult them, if I throw my ult on the ceiling, it pulls them, right? If I want to do it on the corner here, I could, absolutely, right? Because the ultimate is, it's like a right, it's like your right click projectile. It works the exact same way, right? But it just sticks to objects, and then it just pulls people within 7 meters. So make sure you utilize that 7 meters. You don't have to always use it, but it's like a safety net, right? When fighting against a life weaver, right? Then, you know, obviously if you grab them straight like on the floor, they're gonna pedal and then your ultimate's gone, right? That's why when fighting a life weaver, you want to throw your grav on a wall because their pedal is going to be on the ground. Their feet are not touching the ground, so they're going to get pedaled. So, but one thing I will go over for Zarya's ultimate, which is gravitational surge, is that sometimes you want to solo ult people, right? This is called a group grab or two-man grab, whatever, right? Sometimes you want to just go for one person, right? Now, you only do this if you know the target that you're gonna grab is gonna die, and that it's a guaranteed fight win, right? But most importantly, it's a guaranteed kill, right? Okay, because if you just grab them and they don't die, it's a waste, right? Targets who are good to grab, like solo grab, this is like on the tank side, which most of the time you want to solo grab tanks, because if you kill the tank most of the time, you win the fight, right? You want to solo grab Zarya, right? Mirror matchups. You could grab Malga, right? Because if your whole team focuses him down, he's dead. You could solo grab Queen, right? Hog, right? Those are the tanks that you mainly want to solo grab. You could even grab Ball, maybe, if you have high damage. Otherwise, don't. It's not worth it. It's not even worth it, like to grab him unless he power drives, right? Because then he can get away, right? You can grab a Bastion, right? You can grab, if like say like there's a soldier on the opposite side of the map, you grab him, your team shoots them, boom, he's dead, right? Don't always go for solo grabs. Just do it if you know that you'll win the fight, right? If you win the fight off that solo grab, do it. Otherwise, just say for like a two-man grab, right? Three-man, whatever, right? Because that might be more worth it, right? Okay. Lastly, I'm gonna go over perks, right? So for Zarya's minor perks, it's situational. If the enemy is playing very stacked, meaning very grouped up, choose Energy Converter. If they're not playing stacked, choose jump ups perks. It's that simple, right? Now, sometimes sometimes based off the map you would choose jump ups perk. So like I said, like you're fighting on King's Row attack, you would choose the jump ups perk. So then you could right click to high ground, right? From constant, right? Because the knockback perk, you can you just traverse around the map faster, right? Also, I turn my HUD off. What? Okay. Now we're gonna pause the knockback perk, right? Like it just allows you to traverse around the map very quickly, right? Like on third point, King's Row, you can right click jump from payload to high ground to that top right high ground and just chill there and keep on lobbing your right clicks, right? For that extra damage, right? Most of the time you're gonna end up choosing jump ups perk if you play like in higher elo, but you can still choose Energy Converter. It's just, bottom line, it's just situational, right? Excellent. The charge perk, it can help you stop the charge decay, right? So when you build charge, obviously it will decay to 0, right? It will try to, but if you have the charge perk like what I have right now equipped, it'll help you slow down that decay, meaning more damage you can output, right? And for major perks, always choose Spotter perk, right? Why? Because you activate ally health regen and increase them with the movement speed by 25%. If you use your bubbles correctly, you will always get rewarded charge, right? If you use your bubbles greedy and use it like misuse them, you'll get charged, but you'll die right after, right? Good plays get rewarded, bad plays don't. If you're playing in like under diamond, then choose Energy Lance because enemies play stacked. But if you play in higher elo, enemies do not play stacked. So particle, like a particle gun with using the Energy Lance perk is not gonna have uptime value. It's gonna be very inconsistent, right? So always choose Spotter, right? So with that being said, just to quickly summarize, minor perks, it's situational. If they're playing stacked, charge perk. If they're otherwise choose not jump ups, but it also depends on the map, right? Major perk, always choose spotter. It just helps out. You can even choose spotter in lower ranks, right? Nothing wrong with that. It still benefits, right? But the one thing I will talk about for Zarya is you are very squishy. You don't have armor, right? Meaning that like you could like if you try pushing in without bubbles, right, or pushing in with at least a bubble, then you're gonna die, right? You need some sort of means of protection, which is what your bubbles are there for, right? If you high charge, don't push in without bubbles. They're not. It does like. And with that being said, they don't make you immortal. They don't make you indestructible. They just help you make plays, right? To help you maintain that charge. But always use corner, right? Always use corner. You can attack, right? Attack. But if the damage is too overwhelming, back up. If you have to reload, back up, right? You can always cut LOS, get healed up, re-peak. You can always cut LOS, get your cooldowns back, re-peak, right? You don't have to take a million damage, and while you're taking damage, then you bubble, and you're like, oh shit, well now I have nothing. Now I'm gonna take a million damage and die, right? No. And one thing I want to talk about before I get into any gameplay, if you're fighting into comps where they're not shooting your bubbles, because you know Zarya benefits from that, then you gotta do the mind game. What the mind game is you bait the enemies to shoot your bubbles, right? So you would take some damage initially, and then you would bubble yourself, right? Because to the enemies, if you don't bubble instantly, they're thinking, oh my god, this guy is dumb. I'm gonna shoot him some more, right? When in reality, you're just baiting him in, and then you get a charge right away, right? You get rewarded for making a good decision, right? But if you bubble early, which is a bad decision by bubbling early, you're not gonna get charged, right? Sometimes enemies are stupid anyway and so shoot you anyway because like, oh my god, I see red, I will shoot, right? But in higher rank, they will have better discipline and not shoot the bubble instantly, right? That's why you want to do the mind game. And for but that only applies to your self bubble. Your friendly bubble, do it for your teammates, right? It protects them because enemies will want to shoot your teammates. So if you bubble them, especially with the spotter perk, you get rewarded for making the right play. But just keep in mind that using a bubble, meaning you cannot play as aggressive now. You cannot hold space as aggressive, just because you already used one bubble, right? So just keep that in mind, right? If you want aggression, you need bubbles. If you don't have bubbles, you cannot play aggressive, right? So with that being said, now I'm gonna go into some gameplay, right? And then I'll just talk about like what's good, what's bad, all right? So I'll see you guys there. All right, this is gonna be the first game that I'm gonna go over for the guide, right? So here we have Runasapi right now. I'm on the red team. We have a 0%, and we're against the blue team, I guess, who are at 71%, right? Things are not exactly looking bright for us, but it's fine. Every game is winnable till it's not, right? So if you look at what I'm doing here, like I'm more or less like I just kind of want to lob my right clicks or my secondary fire onto them. Why? Because I just want to build my ult, right? Because I'm almost there, and build my perk a little bit, right? But more or less, like I just want to keep a constant damage, right? Plus they also put themselves all like in a really like tight spot. What's good at what I did is that instead of just pushing straight this way, right? I was taking a wider angle, right, where I have more exposure to their backline. But what's good on them is that like even though like they pushed the bot to a certain percentage, they started backing up, right? Because if they stayed here with the bot while my team was fighting them, it would give them not like barely any space to work with. So it's good that they backed up, so now they have like more space, like more space to work with, like over here, right? And they can always back up either right side or left side if need to be. But if we focus on myself, it's good that I took like a bit of a wider angle here, right? But as soon as they rallied, I just back up, right? I start backing up a little bit, right? But like, you know, I back up because, you know, I don't want to get too close to the break, which this is a little bit of too much of backing up that I did. It's fine here. I still play wide because I still want to maintain like a constant pressure and damage on their team, right? And I still, when my right clicks in, I bubble my Brig there because, you know, she's doing her thing, right? And she calmed it out. She's playing aggressive. That's whatever, right? Here, I just want to maintain constant pressure, right? Their Sojourn swings on the left side. I force out immediately, right? Someone is always gonna play on this side, so it's like I'm actively looking onto this side of the map, regardless. But since those Soj, I try to push her out. My Bastion was already ahead of me. He ults her. That's fine. Whatever. She gets out. Now we have more map control, right? If we go back to my point of view, right? So what? Zarya is here. So what? She decided to push in to save her Soj, who was by herself here, right? She decided to overextend. This is really good for my team because so what? The tank is here. We kill her now, right? It doesn't matter if she has 2 bubbles. She's by herself. We burn her. She is away from her team, away from resources, right? It is a free kill. Put over here. In here? Oh, what do I do? I push up, right? I push up to keep constant pressure, right? And there it is, right? That whole fight is just tempo. That's literally it. That whole fight, right? So if we go back here, like again, like to rewatch it. Here, I just want to lob my right clicks into them, right? Just keep constant pressure, right? I don't come in too close, but here I do bubble myself, right? Yes, no, yeah, I do. Here, I literally just play passive and bubbles, right? Because they're using ultimates. Why should I push into their space, right? Just play slow, keep throwing out damage, and that's it. And we win. That's really it. That's really it. Like that. This fight was easily winnable for us because I just play slow, right? If I walked up forward towards the team, then they would be able to push in easy, right? Because I don't have a presence, right? If there is, oh, that's so nice. If there is no tank presence, the enemy could just push in free, right? Because if there's no tank, there's no way that the enemy could make space as well, right? Or at all. Yeah, so it's easy as that. There's not much to be said about that, right? But if we go a bit forward onto this sequence right over here, right? I am faced against break Soch here, whatever, right? But now, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back a bit more actually, so I can show like the bigger picture, right? Okay, I'm pretty sure it's here. Okay. I had a really dumb rotation to going through this way, but since they may walled for me, it doesn't really matter too much. But I should have went this way, right? It would have been like a lot safer as opposed to going this way because I'm in enemy territory, right? But not too big of a deal since they already used wall. It's whatever, right? But here there's Brig Soj. Like I'm at Brig and Soj, right? Now, I had to use one bubble, right? They grabbed, I think, okay. When they grabbed, I think to myself, oh shit. Now, what should I do? Should I go look for my team, or should I worry about the 3 people who are in front of me, right? I have to make the decision. Looking at my comp, we have break, right? We can stabilize to some extent, right? I have graph. Why not throw my graph to us to keep some sort of aggression onto them, right? Like, why not? Plus, my DPS are alive. My team is alive. We can just deal with whoever's here, right? I can throw my grab in, and then at that point, it's whichever team has more focus fire, right? If I turn around and like worry about my team the entire fight, then it's GG's, right? I can look back for like a second, but more or less, I want to maintain my focus over here, right, with my graph. That's the more thing. I grab Brig there, Brig dies, kill Zarya, and there you go, right? And they may ult, that's fine, whatever. We don't care about that. Could I have came up forward to help my cast? Yes, but he's far away, so I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll just keep on throwing my right clicks. I should have went to help my cast, but I was like, whatever. Fuck it. But that was a throw right there. I should have went for my cast. So here, I make a big mistake. So I'm gonna go in a bird's eye view. So, right. First, look at my positioning, right? My cast is in. He's coming back, but both my supports are spread. That's good, right? So they don't stack, right? They can contest at different angles, because if they stack, it means that the enemy could easily throw damage at them, and then they'll both be contested. While if they're playing split, only one of them could be contested, right? But that's not the point here. Anyway, look at where I'm playing, right? Am I close to where my supports are? I'm nowhere close, right? If I play, let's see how many bubbles I have. I have 2 bubbles. Okay, so with that being said, I use 1 bubble here right now. Zarya, Soj, Zen, they're looking at me, right? It's whatever, right? I use 1 bubble. Now, since I'm playing so open here, not even next to cover, what I should be thinking is, okay, I use a bubble, I should start backing up, right? Because like before, I have the bot at this percentage. My space is starting to be taken away, so I start backing up, right? So I can use this space instead, right? It's more playing field as opposed to just playing here. I have less of a playing field, or more of a harder one, right? I want to make my life easier, so I should have backed up, right? It would have been easier. Even if I didn't use my bubble, I should have backed up here early. If I didn't, I want to use my bubble. I guess it's whatever, right? But guess what I do? I go deeper. I swing deeper. Left side. For no reason. When I could have been safe, and then I just would have just gone out with Brig and Bash and whatever, right? My BAP is dead, so he can't even help me, right? My Brig barely even has me in her LOS. Barely. And guess what? I get walled off. I'm by myself here. I use my second bubble. Guess what happens? There's 3 of my teammates here. I'm over here, right? I died here because I decided to overextend and just keep on playing it in the enemy territory. If I was Nano, that'd be one thing. I can maybe hold the space a bit better. But like my supports are playing at 2 different angles. My BAP here is fine to play here, and my Brig is fine there if I back up, right? But the fact that I played here so deep, so far extended, and I just kept on going, right? It just it just took all of my supports positions of like their positions value away completely, and just got my life killed, or got me killed, whatever, right? Just because of that greedy mistake that I made, right? Greedy decision that I made, right? And then we just lose, right? I could, if I was alive and got out early, I could have kept on building ground, saved my Bastion, and then we could have rallied once we all grouped up, and then just won off of that, right? Possibly, we could have done that. There's one more fight I want to go over. Was it here? No. Maybe it's here. Maybe I should go over this. Okay, yes. So here, so more or less, we have the distance. No, we don't have a distance. We're going to have it soon. Okay. But anyway, here, right? I have 2 bubbles here, right? But I can kind of walk up, right? I have more or less full health, almost, right? I can walk up with the bubbles. But I want to poke Zarya here, right? Why? Because she's by herself, right? So what is Soja shooting me? I can bubble myself if I need it, right? But Zarya, she's by herself. My team is here. I tell my team, guys, we have to kill Zarya. We have to kill Zarya. We have to kill Zarya, right? I stopped peeking the Zarya a little bit because I'm starting to take a bit too much damage, right? And my bubbles are used. But their Zarya bubbles are also used. Right? And even though it's tempting to just keep pushing Zarya, like, I just have to play cover, right? Like, it does not matter how juicy of a kill it looks. I shouldn't push that. I shouldn't. Because then I'm going to risk my life. But I'm telling my team still to shoot them, right? To get the kill for me, right? Because I can't afford to lose resources. And guess what? She dies. I played my life. I didn't play super aggressive like I did before by swinging here, and trying to go for a kill. And guess what? I got the kill. I just play smarter. That's all it is, right? The Zarya decided to, like, the Zarya did essentially what I did before over here. She pushed by herself and tried to take space. She's deep in enemy territory, right here, right? She's by herself. She's caught out with our resources. And then I punish her. It's easy as that, right? Here I have charge. I walk upstairs because, you know, I want to make space. Now, most of the time there's going to be people here or over here, right? Or a bit here waiting, right? So, you know, I know that that's all playing high ground, but I would walk up here anyway because, you know, I just want to get like that initial right click, the 2 right clicks into them, and lo and behold, there's people here, right? Now, Soj overclocked. I lost her like a Pega because it went. My brain just turned off for like that split second. But it's okay, whatever, right? I know Zen is here. I have to restabilize. I'm like, okay, Soj is dead, whatever. I'm gonna turn around, right? They may ulted. No one's really an ultimate. I switched my attention, right? Because I made like a quick scout, a quick reassess of what just happened, right? But then I still stick to my initial objective, which was clear this high ground, right? I went up these stairs. I want to get this high. I want to get any kills here or any damage in this vicinity, right? Just because Soj overclocked and may ulted doesn't mean that I leave the position. I stay here. I just have to reassess my thoughts and keep on doing what I was doing. Right? Which I do. And there, Zen dead. He's a kill, whatever, it's fine, right? Better for me. And then here, you know, I'm just going in for right clicks here. Here I'm just going in for some early charge. That's fine, whatever, right? Here I just gotta play slow. I just play slow, right? I hear my Bastion ulted. The Zarya is overextended. What do I think? I'm gonna grab. Plus I see Soj. But most importantly, Zarya is my priority here. I want her dead. So what do? Make sure she's dead. She is nanoed. But guess what? My Bastion is in a really good spot and gets to clean up very good for us. Even if Zarya didn't die, what would I have done? Pause the video. Try to answer the question for yourself. What should I have done if Zarya was alive with Nano and my Bastion wasn't flanked? What should I have done? The answer would be play slow. Just play slow. They have resources. Yeah, sure, she's Nano, but she can still be healed. I just gotta play slow. It does not matter, right? I don't want to make like super aggressive plays if they're using ultimates. Let them use their ultimates. Let them do whatever. If they want to burn ultimates and just waste resources, like push up, fine. Like have them make the mistake and capitalize off of it. Okay, sure, make all the mistakes that you want. Also, like I'll win off of it. That's really it. It's literally playing smarter, not harder, right? That's what I tell a lot of people that I teach. Just play smart. Any mistake that the enemy makes, capitalize off it. And I hear I'm gonna make a Pega for missing those right clicks on May. As you can see, I just look like a lost puppy. And here, it's whatever, right? Here, honestly, I should have been watching here and just keep on doing my right clicks instead of looking for May. But they would have grabbed this regardless, so it's whatever. But yeah, that was the first game here. I wanted to show this game especially because I know I made like a good amount of mistakes here in this game, so I just wanted to go over like what I did good, what I did bad, right? The main takeaway from this is always use cover, right? If the enemy is taking away your space, you can back up and try to use different space to play with, right? Like you don't have to stay in the same area, right? Because let's say here, yeah, let's say you're where my mouse is, right? Like right over here, right? And the enemy is where the water is, right? They're pushing in, so okay, so you back up and now you play, and here, right, you play over here, you have different space to work with, right? Since we're here, you have all of this space to play with, right? But since they're taken away, okay, so then you back up, now you have this space to work with, right? And it's more like it's a different field of vision. That's what I'm saying, in a sense, right? That's what I'm saying, right? As like, if you have to back up, right? Just make sure that the enemies work for it. They have to invest resource and cooldowns into it, right? And if they're taking away the space and you made them work for it, guess what you can do right after? You can take the space if they misuse something, or if they don't have anything else, like any abilities left. You can retake the space aggressively now. And that's the beauty of it. You just played smarter. You let them just go ape shit on you, and guess what? You capitalize off of it, right? They took away your space. You gave it up. Now you take it back. It's really as simple as that, right? Okay, so next I'm gonna go over the next game, right? And then yeah, I'll see you guys there. Okay, this is gonna be the second clip of gameplay that I show you guys, right? So here we just lost first point Kings Row, unfortunate, whatever. So what's my game plan here? What's my thought process, right? Easy, just hold this corner, right? Or at least this corner, at least, right? I just want to hold it the best I can, stall it out the best I can, right? This sequence alone, like this clip alone, in this game, I would say is the most like that's worth talking about, right? Because like it sums up like proper engagement and disengage, right? As well as like bubble usefulness and unusefulness, right? So here, I'm just throwing in my right clicks, whatever, right? I'm just gonna play a bit slow. It looks a bit awkward, right? But I'm gonna throw in a bit of right click there, trying to get some early charge, whatever, right? I'm not fully aggressing because I can't. Because if I do, like if I try pushing him towards here, I'm dead. It doesn't matter if there's two people here. I'm gonna die if I push, right? My Brig wants to play close with me to proc her Inspire. That's fine, right? Right here, just farm my right click farm damage. I have a bubble coming in soon. That's whatever. Now, why do I right click there? Well, let me tell you this. When Venture comes out the ground, right before she does, you can right click the ground, and then it damages her. You can also do it for sleep dart, for I think for pin as well. I don't know. For hook, you can do it for rock. You can do it right. It's when she's like right emerging. You have to time it. That's really it. But anyway, so I bubble here now. I'm playing very aggressively with bubbles here, but I'm more or less like I have corner here. I have heal, so like, and I'm hugging corner as well. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna play super aggro with bubbles and just do as much damage as I can, right? Because I kind of want to look for a grab. So because like, if I hold grab hold onto grab for too long, it's like I could have built a second graph, right? So whatever. So here, I'm kind of looking for a graph to do, but in my mind, I'm thinking they probably have their ultimates soon. So they're probably gonna push with their ultimates, meaning I can grab the ultimates, right? Even if Zarya is overextended, I don't see a point to grab her because they have ultimates. Why not try to ult their like use my grab ult on whoever is on the team like using ultimates, you know? So here I'll just keep on lobbing my right clicks, whatever, right? So here I'm just pressuring Zarya here. Oh, they nanoed. I grab. Now did I have to walk up forward? I did not, right? Now when Zarya was nano, what should I have done? I should have started backing up, right? I should start backing up a little bit so then I can stay in her on her screen. I can stay in her face, because then it'll take her longer to kill my teammates if she's in range of them, right? And then I throw grab on card and boom, I take away value from the Zarya, right? Also, oh my god, that's so cool. Anyway, I take away value from the Nano Zarya, and I pull Genji in and Venture as a byproduct, right? And it's 3 people now for 1. But I grab Zarya there, get me stand. I don't want her to do anything with a Nano. I don't want her to walk onto my backline, right? And then there, you know, we win the fight, right? And I will say, 1 sec. Me grabbing there was really good, but I should have done it while backing up, because look how much damage I'm taking, right? I play close to them. I start taking a crap ton of damage. I almost die. Plus, look where I'm playing. I'm playing exposed. If I hugged corner more while grabbing them, I will be fine. But I just played out in the open, right? Or even then, I just stay left side here and grab them, right? I'm keeping at a distance, right? Because I get to play with my break, and my team gets to poke from here. 2 different angles, right? At least I'm playing safer, right? I'm hugging like a corner more, hugging a wall more, right? That's what I should have done. It was a good play, but it just, the execution was, just risked my life way too much. And here I see my break is pushing for the Zarya, so I bubble her. Right? Easy as that. Now. No. Oh, okay. Now. Their Venture... Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, this is a good sequence I want to go over. Okay. So. Here I'm just lobbing my right clicks. I have a ball back, but I'm antied, so you know I have the chill, right? Now I know that they're starting to push up, right? I hear Venture ult, right? Now as soon as I see that and I see that they're pushing card, what should I have done? Back up. Look where my team is. Look where I am. Is it worth it? No. I should have backed up and bubbled my break, if anything, right? Guess what? She gets out. I should have got out as well. Because if you go back 5 seconds, right? What's it called? First of all, like, I would have taken some damage, right? But like, I could have backed up, got healed, and then that would have been the end of it. That's it. Because then I'm giving up space for my team, right? It's fine to bubble my Brig there, right? Just so she doesn't take damage. But if you really wanna like, if you really wanna be greedy there, you could bubble yourself, and just walk back, right? And hope that your Brig lives while shield bashing. That's more or less like the choice that you gotta make. If you don't think your Brig would live, then you bubble her. If you think she will live, then bubble yourself, right? It's more or less. I would rather bubble my Brig, because then if I die, she can support my team, right? But anyway, from here, I should have started backing up, right? Already. Even before then, like even before the adventure ult, right? I'm half health. Why am I holding close to them, right? Gotta start kiting back a little bit, right? I just gotta start kiting back a little bit. And even then, like it's pointless to, like, even if they don't venture out, it's pointless to stay here. It's kind of pointless, right? The fact that I'm playing here, my BAP has to lamp me and not lamp himself, which he could have used for the team here, but I forced it out and used it on myself here, right? So just because of that one play that I made, I took away the lamp. I took too much attention and resources from my team, and no one else could survive. Simply, all this could have been avoided if I just back up. And it doesn't matter that I get kills here. It doesn't matter because my team's dead. Sure, I get 2 kills, but it doesn't matter. No, I can die. And here here it's a stagger, yes, but I'm just trying to kill time. I already stalled long enough, so it's like whatever. I just take some time off the clock, right? And that's all it is. Also, 6-7, guys. 6-7. I don't think there was another clip in this game to go over. So I'll go over one more game with you guys, and then we'll call it there, alright? So see you guys in the next video. Well, clip, sorry. Alright, this is gonna be the 3rd game that I go over. Alright. So in this part of the game, it was a bit of a steamroll, right? But the sequence of the game that I want to show you, it's more or less like I made good plays. I made a mistake that I made a play and it was good, but it was executed kind of bad, but I turned that bad execution and turned it around and did something good, right? So I'll let the clip play out and then you'll see what I mean. So here I'm just lobbing my right clicks, right? Just throwing them out. I just want to get some early damage, right? Now I do know that a few seconds ago, like they're coming from spawn, right? So I'm more or less I shouldn't be pushed out too far, right? Because because then I'm in enemy territory, right? Because if I were to go up in the sky, right? Let's see. Okay, so let's look where my team is, right? So my Lari is coming from spawn, right? So I just have Ana here. Ana's near bot. I'm over here, right? The enemy's over here. If I draw an imaginary line, right, more or less, let's say from where this crosswalk is, this is my territory, right? And this is enemy territory. If I cross this line, now I'm in enemy territory, right? Even if I play here, it's a bit stretching it because I'm close to their territory, right? What I mean by territory is their space, right? Where they are, right? If I cross that imaginary line, I'm gonna take damage automatically, right? For sure, right? And do I want that? I mean, damage is inevitable, right? But there's good damage and there's bad damage. Good damage, that's always gonna happen, right? Damage, obviously, obviously, it's not good to take damage, but it's gonna happen, right? Regardless of what role you're on. But bad damage is when you put yourself in situations where your team has to use so much resources to try to save you, right? So like say like I'm Zarya, right? I cross enemy territory. Now the enemy starts shooting me. I go crit. My Ana is forced to, let's say, maybe nano me, right? She's forced. She's forced to use her nade on me, right? Or Baptiste would be forced to use immortality lamp on me, right? And so on, right? I'm forcing. I'm telling my team like, hey guys, use you resource on me right now, right? We don't want that, right? We want our support to conserve our cooldowns, right? And for your support players, if you watch, if your tank is putting himself in stupid spots where he's gonna take an absurd amount of damage, if it's not worth saving him, don't save him. I'm telling you, it's not worth putting yourself in jeopardy, right? Like, if you genuinely think that what he's doing will change the outcome of the game, do it. Otherwise, if he's gonna die regardless, like 100% certainty, guarantee, just like then let him feed, right? Because if he's smart, then he will not int. He will not put himself in that stupid spot, right? So with that being said, let's look from my point of view, right? So here I'm just throwing in my right clicks, right? My secondary fire just to farm my ult, right? I don't have the charge perk, right? Because on this map I care more for the knockback, right? Just to get around either if I want to get to high ground here, right? Or say like if I'm near here, I right click myself onto this high ground and then onto this high ground here, right? I can just traverse around the map easy, or even up here, right? If there's someone contesting here. Plus they're also running monkey, so it's like I'm just gonna run knockback perk. I'm not fighting like a Reinhardt or a Malga or a Roadhog, or even a Zarya. Like I'm just fighting someone who has mobility, so why not also get mobility, right? So here I'm just throwing in my right clicks. Now I am antied. So immediately then I'm like, okay, well, what's it called? They are starting to engage, and I'm antied, so I'm gonna start falling back, right? I don't have to turn my back. The only reason why I did is because when you turn the direction that you're facing, you move faster in it, right? So if I'm staring at the enemies and I'm backing up while staring at them, I'm gonna move slower as opposed to if I look forward, right? So I was antied. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna turn around, bubble, and walk back to mana, right? To try to hug corner, right? By doing this, I do use up a cooldown, so now I'm gonna be more or less be forced to just kind of play a bit slower. That's kind of how it is, right? My team, we gotta get ready to back out, right? To give up some space, because now the enemy is 5 people coming to push us, right? I use 1 bubble, so now I can't hold the space as aggressively, so now I just we just have to give up space, right? My soldier is like he's playing really, like, I would say wide here, but he could back up this way though, and then just take the long rotation out if we all decide to back up, right? Because then it puts him in a really good position to spray down. So then if we held back, right, like over here, and the enemies pushing really aggressively, we're all playing here, soldier could just pepper them down, right? But anyway, so I use my bubble, right? I get some charge now. Like I'm not in immediate danger, right? Because I use my bubble. My Ana should have backed up though, because this is very dangerous for her. My soldier makes a terrible rotation, so it kind of forces me to bubble him. That's a great use of bubble, but it's also a downside of Zarya, because sometimes you have the bubble your teammates who are making a dumb decision, a dumb play, right? But you have to, because it's your job to bubble that. But now I cannot play as aggressively, right? Because I have no bubbles. Look, I 7 seconds until bubble, right? It's about to be halfway, but it's like I gotta play slower, right? We have nano just in case, yeah, but it's like I don't really want to play as exposed or make any aggressive plays, right? I beam this monkey, right? Whatever. I'm throwing in my right clicks here. Now, I don't really have to just really hard peek here. I gotta start backing up and giving up space because I don't have cooldowns really, right? Here, this mistake that I was doing. Instead of backing up early and just just playing more back, or at least hug right side more, right, because of this corner over here. So if I play right side, I cut LOS of damage, right? And my Ana should have also backed up sooner since she has cover to play with over here, right? I wouldn't have taken so much damage. Literally, if I took cover, if I played corner, I wouldn't have taken so much damage, right? But because of that, and by the way, I have a bubble, right? I have a bubble, right? But look at my health. I'm 133 in an instant. Guess what my Ana's gonna do? Enemy. Even though she should have popped nano sooner, I think. That like I was crossing behind behind the bot, so I wouldn't take as much damage. My Ana should have nanoed me sooner, honestly, so then I could have it's a less risk of me dying there. But just because I played really exposed, I forced nano out of my Ana, right? This is and coming back to what I was saying before, I forced a cooldown, right? I took bad damage, unnecessary damage, and just my Ana had to save me. She had to use an ultimate when we could have used it later, maybe like 5-10 seconds later, right? When we need it, or whatever, right? I made her do it, right? Because of a bad decision that I made, which was playing open. But because I have high charge, I decide, you know what? I'm nanoed. Why not? I'm gonna push up a little bit, right? Where I can kill Cass. I'm not gonna push these three, right? Because I don't have speed, and also I already used bubble, right? So if I push up, I'm gonna die to Soj, right? She has distance on me, right? So I'm gonna walk up a little bit, scare them, push them away, where Monkey is isolated, and then Monkey is gonna die. He should die. There you go, right? I do have a bubble. I wasted my bubble there, but I made an aggressive play so I can punish the Monkey because he just he got isolated. He pushed in aggressively, right? Without ults. So I punished him. I made an aggressive play again, but I used my own cooldown to kill him, right? Now, did I have to play that aggressive against Winston, right? No, I didn't have to, right? I just wanted to ensure that he's punished because my playstyle is playing aggressive, right? It's not exactly the correct way what I'm explaining, right? Because again, don't wanna waste your resources, right? Don't want to just throw it out there, right? But because of that, I got the kill, right? But immediately I gotta cut LOS and just pick corner, right? I just have to. I'm down heals, right? So here, as you can see, yeah, sure, I'm starting to advance, but a bubble is coming back slowly, but I can start to advance, right? I can start to advance. I can, I can do some damage, whatever, right? Because I'm starting to have cooldowns. I have my support, my Ana, my support's whatever, my Ana, but mainly my Ana in my LOS, right? And then here, now, did I have to push up? Like, I gotta help corner. I bubbled, and did I have to push up? No, right? Because then I could take an unnecessary damage if I got bursted down, right? Now, also, I'm 80 charge. Question to you guys, right? You can pause it when I ask a question. I'm 80 charge. Do I need to bubble there? Do I have to push up forward here to get early charge in the fight? The answer is no. Why? Because I already have charge. They're not even engaging me, right? I'm full health. Why do I need to go and get charge, right? They're playing far away. They have mobility against me, right? Sure, I have my right clicks, but they just have better and more easier mobility, right? So it's like, why try to make up that space? Plus, I'm cutting LOS of my support, so they can't even help me if I push them. There's no need to. I'm forcing an engagement for no reason. But I back up, so it's not too big of a deal. They don't burst me down. It doesn't really matter, right? And then here, I just play corner, right? I occupy their backline, right? But I'm just playing slow here, right? I'm gonna do nothing for the monkey. I could back up, I could start playing here, but then I don't do any damage, right? So I stay here, right? Here I'm at an angle where, let me go here. I'm at an angle where I can still do damage. I can still bubble my team if needed, right? Well, like looking at Zarya's point of view, I can bubble my team a little bit, right? If they move to this ledge over here, right? But like, I just want to stay in a spot where I can do constant damage. That's all it is, right? Even if the June ult, at least I can build up my graph, right? Because there's nothing I could do against a monkey, right? There's nothing. If he plays high ground, what can I do? Nothing, right? So I just stay here. I use one bubble. Now, their Soj should have pushed me, right? Because I'm a free kill. I'm by myself here. But it's fine for her to push up with her monkey. That's absolutely fine, right? I'm here. I do have a bubble here. So again, what am I doing here? Just doing constant damage, right? I'm just trying to get a kill, get a stagger, whatnot, right? Just farm my ultimate. I got cast there. I use a bubble. Guess what? And guess what I do now? I should not have went for the Ana, right? Because even though I go for the Ana, it's aggressive because that Soj is still behind me, right? Why should I peek, right? I should just hide here, right? I should plan to kind of get out left side, right? Because now I'm playing by myself. Now I'm staggering myself, right? More or less, I'm doing something very independent here, right? Which is, I wouldn't recommend this, right? Obviously, I would say always play with your team, but here I can't do anything for that monkey here, and there's no reason for me to fall back. So here when they Juno ults and they nanos whatever, I just get the kill and try to get out. Otherwise, I just die, right? So I can reset with my team, right? That's what you guys should be doing. But here I decide to, you know what? I'm gonna camp their backline. I'm gonna camp it. My Alari somehow lived, right? What's it called? Shout out to Coach Weeping, right? As the Alari, but somehow they lived. So now I have heals. So now I can just camp their backline a little bit, right? Now the Sojourn used her mobility to push me, and I stop her. I punish her, right? And here now I can go back to my team, right? Because I camped in their backline, right? I did constant damage. I was able to live, right? There's one in there, but I'm not scared of him, right? Blah blah blah. I do damage. I built my Genji because I thought my that Winston would go for my Genji, but it's not. And Weeping missed his Alari ult. What up, Papeka? I'm joking, Weeping. We all love you. Here I get a sick shot, like a sick sniper shot of my graph here, right? Here I just grabbed her for staggers. Did I need it? No, but I just wanted staggers. And here this is also another moment I want to talk about, right? So over here, I'm just playing slow. I have to play slow. Even though it's just monkey, sure, if I walk in bubble, it doesn't matter because he barely does any damage to me. But what about their teammates? What about them, right? I can take a bunch of damage, so I don't want to play in bubble where I take a lot of damage, right? But I still walk in. But in my defense, the bubble was almost gone, so it didn't matter, right? Because I was counting down the bubble cooldown. Here, what am I doing wrong? Look where the bot is. Look where I am. Look where my team is. Right? Am I playing in the right spot? No. At the very least, I should have bubbled. At the very least, right? But even then, I'm not even paying attention to who's shooting me. Right? So I could have died. I could have died. You know, luckily I didn't. But I played way too open there. I bubbled my Genji there. Whatever. And that now it hits me. Oh shit, you know what? I'm gonna play slow. I'm just gonna play corner here. Whatever, right? Just keep on throwing my right clicks. I don't have to reload as much, by the way, because I still have ammo, so I don't have to reload as much. I shouldn't reload. If you guys have ammo, use it. Use all of it. I can get with some space up here, whatever, right? Because I don't have charge. Then I'm really charging. I can't really peek, like, unless I peek aggressively for a charge. Otherwise, I can't peek. Right, so here I'm just trying to look for like any kill, right? I'm just right clicking them to build up my grab and just free damage, right? I push up here a bit aggressively so I can get charge here, right? But immediately I back up, right? But I gotta really be careful on whether or not, like, if I push up, it's worth it, right? I had to really time it. Because if we go back 10 seconds here, right? When I have like the 30 charge. Sure, I bubbled there, right? But it's like, you know, whatever. I'm at 20 charge here now. I could push them, right? Like this lane over here on Winston, no charge. If I push right side, you know, what's it called? I could get shot by cast, but it's like I'm also in his view, right? So more or less, it's like if I move toward towards him, it's gonna be obvious to him that I'm looking for charge. It'll be very obvious, especially to a good player. It's gonna be very obvious if I just suddenly shift my positions from his right side to in front of him. It's gonna be very obvious, right? So more or less, I got to be subtle with it. So I stay left side, right? Soldier ends up deciding to push me. Guess what? I bubble that. I punish that. Cast snaps onto me a little bit, right? Because now I'm pushing up. But I push up because the soldier made a mistake, right? By trying to peek me. What that soldier should have done is honestly, he couldn't push up this way. Honestly, he could flank all around and just pepper my backline. That would be fine as well. Is there? Oh, there you go. Up here, right? Have access to my backline by going all the way here, right? That's just a route, but he has to go there early. He can't go there now or 5 seconds ago. He has to go through this route when he respawns, right? Here I have charge. Now, Monkey jumped in right now. I really don't see the point for Monkey to jump in. It's going to be a bit rough for him because he's down 1 DPS now. And if he jumps in towards my supports and the soldier, he won't get any kills, no nothing. Alright, so more or less he has to kind of jump and cut me off, right? I mean, like, his jump could have been like a little bit more shallow here. I don't think it has to be that deep because then he just takes free damage, right? But if the whole objective is to cut me off from heals, then it's very good here, right? Very good. I do like that, but he also has to consider to contest right this angle over here, and then his team could deal with me, right? While he deals with all this, right? He contests everyone on the left side, while his team contests me. That's what should be happening in theory, right? But here I'm cut off. But guess what? Do I push up? No. Right now, I guess they're pushing up because their monkey is starting back up. They gave me space, but I don't push up initially because it's too early. I wait 2 seconds. Monkey's leaving. Guess what? I can go. The key thing is patience. From when soldier died before because of charge, that's patience. I waited for someone to push me, and I push and I punish them. Same thing here. Nah, that's right there. Bad mechanics right there. I just completely missed my shots. Like, watch. Like, I just completely missed my right click there. I had a good reaction on with my bubble, but I just missed my right click. But it's fine. Whatever, he dies. And here I get nanoed, so whatever. I can't go the monkey, so I go to Kiriko. I go after the squishy. And I missed the mercy kill right there. I got a shot, but we won the game. Okay. So with that being said, that was the Zarya guide I want to give you guys. I gave you different scenarios of like good plays and bad plays, right? What happens when you make bad plays and how you're punished, right? How it looks like. And how it looks like when you make good plays, how it looks like when you make bad plays into good plays, right? Like when I lived in the back line, that was a really good example, right? It's bad that I'm in the back line, but at the same time, I'm also in a position where I can keep on doing constant damage, right? That's what I want on Zarya, right? Damage, damage, damage. If you're not doing damage on Zarya, you're not a threat, right? Because it means you have no charge, no one cares about you, right? But on top of that, that was more or less everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to, well, I mean, yeah, feel free to leave a like. It would really help out if you did. But oh, and subscribe, leave a comment to see what hero guide you want to see next. I gotta get to it in time because, you know, I'm a college student, so it takes time to make these videos. Quality, right? Even though I'm not honestly like the best editor, you know. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. All right, peace. By the way, guys, if you want your games to be coached, then feel free to join my server. The link's down below in the comments section or in the description, either or. I gotta figure out if my channel allows me to put links still. I'm not sure. But aside from that, feel free to join the server for coaching or just to say hi and for vibes, you know. And please do leave a like and subscribe. These videos do take a while to make, and it would really mean a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. All right, peace.